But it was our intention that affirmative action apply beginning at the first level, with the assumption that if it began there, it would continue. The other thing that I want to make clear to you with respect to this provision, the drafters had no intention that this be the final word, either on the definition of all party affairs or upon the affirmative action requirements with respect to state parties. It was, we thought, a good beginning, but not the final word. Quite frankly, and I almost promised you, Basil, I wouldn't say this. My feeling is that it is premature for us to limit the definition of all party affairs, because we may reach the point where we want to extend it beyond the language that Dick suggests here. And I would rather wait until we see what the experience is before we try to have an all-inclusive definition. And this was something that we talked about in great detail and deliberately omitted a definition of all party affairs.
We have now had the explanation that through a typographical error, we have language that is supposed to clarify position.
Well, I think you can do a very distinguished co-chair.
Mr. Chairman, may I just finish my statement? May I just finish my statement? I understand from both the chairman and the chairlady of the committee that what is written here should not be limited to the first level, and I want that record established.
I think the record of what's going on in the room today is all be established, Basil, and the record that we make here today speaks for itself. Now, Governor Brown, would you care to conclude?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I take, I guess, the credit and the blame for the non-use of the word beginning or commencing in the majority report. It was my language that originally started out with the term beginning. Some on the committee objected, and we went to the word commencing. Somewhere along the line, as Pat has suggested, that word too was eliminated. I don't believe, as a result, that you can afford to adopt the majority report. I've heard it said here, and I agree, that we've come a long way. But what I think we have to recognize is that as a party, we still have a long way to go. I think the majority report is a half step. I think we need to start trying to take full steps. The Honorable Vice Chairperson has indicated that the committee deliberately refused to directly define the term. And yet you'll recall at the last meeting, the Democratic National Committee, that when this was referred to the Bylaws Committee, it was referred only that the Bylaws Committee specifically defined the phrase all party affairs. The Bylaws Committee did not do that. The Charter also very specifically directs specifically that the bylaws defines the term all party affairs. We are not doing that in the majority report. I think, and it should also be pointed out very clearly, that the vote for the majority report with the word beginning was 7-6 with 6 abstentions. Therefore, you're not overthrowing an overwhelming majority position when you go for the position that's being presented today by Mayor Hatcher. I would certainly encourage and urge that you adopt the Hatcher amendment to the majority report.
Thank you, Governor. And other matters of the national level, what we're dealing with here are those matters that go beyond national delegation elections. As Pat said, we started out talking about what should be the lowest level. We made a decision, it was a conscious decision, that we wanted to push down as far as we could to the lowest level of access. And you'll notice the language we have in dealing with what that lowest level was. And we had people from many different states who were discussing what was the lowest level in this state, and did that type of definition make sense in another state. And we eventually got down to